Many years ago, before I was attacked
Alors, passé avant que je sois attaqué
by gunmen,
par les hommes armés.
2 weeks before I will embark on that journey for
2
the
semaines avant que
crusade,
je ne vais pour cette voyage,
I
pour
was
ce croissant,
praying.
je priais.
And I was seeing
Et je voyais.
myself
Et je me voyais
going through the process of the cycle of my family
traverser le cycle de ma famille.
before. And
Et
when I pray, it's
j'ai
the same
prié,
thing God keep
même
revealing to me.
chose que Dieu
Then
m'a
the
révélé.
more I fast and pray, I said, God, why?
Puis j'ai
He said, this is not resolved by fasting and prayer. He said, the enemy will kill you. He said, the time and the period has come. God just reminded me of this of recent.
Dieu m'a dit,
And I said,
l'ennemi
what
va te
must I
tuer.
do?
L'ennemi va te tuer comme le cycle répété de ta famille.
He said, take the Chrysler. I said, that time, that's the best car I have. Then I drove
Je lui ai
it,
demandé qu'est-ce que je dois
the
faire.
man of God.
Il a dit,
And I said,
prends
God
la
said,
voiture,
I should
le
bring
Chrysler.
this.
J'ai conduit cela par un homme de Dieu. Il a dit, voilà ce que Dieu a dit.
God did not go into details. He said,
Dieu n'est pas entré dans les
as you
détails.
leave, that is how you deposit your coffin. Your coffin is what you went to deposit.
Dit, ce que tu allais déposer là-bas
So
sur
I
ton,
went.
ton cercueil.
Imagine 16 men shooting me.
Imagine
I think
16
the driver is
personnes.
still here with us. A policeman who had bulletproof died. One policeman that went with us.
Policiers qui avaient le contre-balle est mort.
And several times they shot me again and again. And kept me for
Ils ont tiré, ils
till
ont
the
tiré en
something
moi.
days.
Ils ont tiré sur moi encore et encore.
I
Ils
did
m'ont
not
gardé
die.
en otage.
I would have
Pendant 50
died because
jours,
that
j'ai
is
pas
the
mouru.
season and the year. I just got that week was the year when they attack. When I get to the year where other people die, the ones that died in my family, and it was my turn to go.
Les gens mouraient dans
But
ma
the
famille.
coffin that they planned,
Mais le
I
cercueil qu'ils avaient
exchanged
fait,
it.
j'ai changé
Even
ça.
though it manifested, God
Comment ça
wanted me to
manifestait?
understand certain things,
Je voulais que
how
je
the
comprenne
laws
les
of the
choses.
Spirit and the nature of the Spirit they work.
Comment les lois de l'esprit
When
œuvrent.
that happened,
Quand ça se produit,
I would have died instantly.
je devais mourir
But the
instantanément.
price was paid
Le prix a été
because
payé.
I understand the keys for escape. I
clé d'échappatoire.
supernaturally escaped death that killed
Naturellement,
others.
j'ai échappé à
Are you
mort.
hearing me?
Est-ce que tu
The
m'entends?
Bible says the
La Bible
sons
dit,
of Issachar they understand
d'Isaac
time and season.
comprend les
But
heures
I
et les
say the
saisons.
people of Peter they have
enfants de Pierre
understanding of keys to
comprennent
revelation on how to escape
révélation de
situations.
Dans
I
la
broke out of
compréhension
it.
des clés.
I've seen
comment
that
échapper
dimension.
la pauvreté. J'ai vu cette dimension.
Remember when my last child, when they gave birth to her,
Je rappelle quand on a donné naissance
she
à
was
des
giving birth
enfants.
remember, I think I've shared this before. My mother was to travel down,
Elle devait voyager.
and she will not go by flight.
Elle ne va pas aller par vol.
And I was praying. The Lord said,
Prier.
somebody, God showed me where burial was going on in our family. And I was in a Wednesday, and in the burial, my mother was the one missing. And I was in service, I was ministering.
J'ai rendu ministère dans
Then
le
I
culte.
was, as soon as I saw it, I was prophesying, ministering to people. And the Lord showed me that part. I began to rebuke. I cancel, I override, I abort it in the name of Jesus. By divine authority, I go into the wombs of time. I cause it to abort. No matter how far it has gone, let it be aborted and arrest it. Let the devices of the enemy be disappointed. And God said, are you done praying? I say, yes, sir.
Je me demandais si tu as fini
He
de
said, no, he
prier.
said, this one is not prayer. This is not key for prayer. He said to me,
Dieu m'a dit, ce n'est
go,
pas ça, c'est pas la prière. Il m'a
take
dit,
the best
va,
car,
prends le
give
meilleur
it
voiture,
for
donne-la.
ransom. The ransom of a man's life are his riches. But the poor man heareth not rebuke. Look at me, everybody. Look at me. Look at me. Everybody, look at me. Everybody, give me your attention. People who make their mind up to be poor never listens to instruction.
Les gens qui ont mis le cœur dans les histoires d'être pauvres n'écoutent jamais les instructions.
When you see somebody keep doing the same thing again and
Tu
again,
vois quelqu'un continuer à faire
that
quelque
will
chose
never help
encore,
him or
encore.
her, they made up their mind never
Parce qu'ils ont...
to come into their wealthy place. The Lord told me, go and give this
Elle m'a
car.
dit, va donner cette
I said,
voiture.
Father, 2 weeks ago you asked me to do the same thing. Why are you asking me to do it again? He said that key was for something else. This is another key for another occasion.
On m'a demandé de donner cela pour passer.
So
Pourquoi tu me
I
demandes
went to my
encore?
house. I was not feeling happy.
Je m'ai dit, c'était
But
pour
I took it.
76, c'est pour une autre
I
personne.
went to drop it. I said, God asked me to give it for an exchange.
Je m'ai
You remember this happened on a Wednesday service. And I did it. Evening of that same day. Then on Saturday, my mother was on the way coming. Are you sure you are hearing me? She was on the way coming. And the luxury bus she entered, I don't know what happened. Whether a tire left a fast-moving jeep and was coming towards them speedily. And by the time the guy was trying, you see, whatever happened in the physical, things don't just happen. Things don't just happen. Now you are describing it physically, but it has been sponsored spiritually. And God showed me, said, look at the plan in the spirit. That's why I told you that prophecy means the revealed intention of God or the intention of the enemy. And they both had to be enforced. You enforce that of the devil not to come to pass, and that of God, you enforce it to come to pass. And when this happened, remember, the bus failed and hit a tree, tumbled, went into the, about 3 times or so. And while it was happening, my mother was not understand how, but she remember she saw a tall man wearing a white apparel with a white hair that looks golden, picked her up, and she didn't know how she came out, picked her up, then she was standing, and she looked at the angel, and she did not see the angel. Then she saw the bus, the luxury bus somersaulting. But she was inside, and when she said, I'm inside, my bag there, they said, woman, you know they here. Everyone there died. Why? Look at the key. The ransom of a man's life are his riches. I would have kept the jeep, stinging, greedy Christian, and lose my mother's life. You can keep your tithes and your first fruit and lose everything that is important. What God gave you today is for your next level. That means with what God gave you, you can ransom yourself from poverty. I can never be poor. I can never be stranded. I can never be broke. If there is any other time you need to obey God as never before, it's now. The day you stop building memorial, you stop living. You are not qualified to live without memorial. Memorial is your backup plan. In Luke chapter 8, the Bible told us something, that the centurion, that is in Roman military formation, a centurion is a general, a captain of 6,000 army, 3,000 foot soldiers, and 3,000 horsemen. So it's a big general. Then there is one of his staffs, servants that he loved most, probably who has rescued him at one time or the other, who is so dear to his heart. He took him like his own biological son. He said, they've taken him everywhere and he's about to die. Then the man looked at himself. He said, I'm not qualified to go to Jesus. He sent the elders. When you get home, read Luke chapter 8 from verse 1. He sent the elders. He said, please go tell Jesus that my servant whom I love most is at the point of death. And we have done everything medically possible. No way. Are you sure you are hearing me? And they went to Jesus. They got there, they excused Jesus. They said, please, the general in this land, the servant whom he loves most is sick and at the point of death. Please come and stretch your hand and pray for him so that they will be healed. And I looked at this. And Jesus said, why should I come to do that? And they replied him, they said, this man loveth our nation. And Jesus, I assume, replied, that is the duty of a patriotic citizen. You are supposed to love your nation. You are supposed to be patriotic in nature. Jesus said, that's not enough. And they said, Jesus, this man has built a synagogue. A synagogue. And Jesus left the crusade and followed them. On the way, the man sent messengers. He said, tell him I'm not worried to have him come under my roof. I understand military authority physically. I understand Jesus is a spiritual military person and is the field marshal of all military in the world and everywhere. Tell him that I am not worthy. I have men under me. I said to this one, go, and they go. I said to this one, come, and they come. And I said to this one, do this, and they do that. Jesus, you are the authority of, you are the highest hierarchy of all spirits. Speak the word. And the Bible said Jesus spoke the word. That same hour, the servant was made whole. And they returned back and said, as soon as he spoke, that was the hour he regained. It was not because Jesus spoke. There was a platform on where Jesus spoke from. When the man was building that church, he didn't know a day would come. That church would be a memorial for his deliverance.